Two new programs are being offered by the city's Parking Services Department as a response to the ever-changing circumstances around the COVID-19 virus. Stacy Ellifrit has more on these programs that include temporary short-term loading zones and temporary ADA parking spaces.
Recently, two parking programs were created in order to support local businesses and the community during the COVID-19 pandemic. The first program is for temporary short-term pickup and drop-off loading zones in business districts.
It's a program that we've propped up in order to support local businesses that are open and still trying to facilitate commerce during this time. It's really a focus on prioritizing that curbside for pickup and drop off. So they can be used for customers. We would envision this being primarily for customers, but also we have some businesses that want to be able to use them for their delivery trucks. In addition to a regular restaurant type of business, this program is really meant to allow for anybody who needs that curbside prioritization.
With a focus on turnover and getting customers and deliveries in and out of spaces quickly, these zones allow for 3-minute parking.
Certainly we want to make sure people are in and out of there, but I wouldn't have too much heartburn if you go in and it takes you a little bit longer. But the focus of it, again, is kind of have turnover and make sure that those spaces are available for the folks that need to use them.
A second program was also created for temporary ADA parking spaces in business districts and residential areas.
What ended up happening was in mid-March, early on, we ended up shutting off our on-street pay station system downtown, as well as all of our parking enforcement type of practices. We still do life safeties and those types of things throughout the city. But what we ended up finding was there were certain areas where there were hot spots where people were now parking on the street. One of the populations that do really need to have that on-street space is folks with ADA placards and disabilities.
This program is working to provide some relief by creating these temporary ADA parking spaces.
The request to stall could be anybody. So for example, if I have an ADA placard and I have trouble and there's competition for limited parking spaces on the street where I work, I could call in or I can request those. If it is a situation where you're a business owner and you know your employees. And so as for the actual use of the space, you still have to have an authorized state ADA placard.
Both programs are accepting requests now, and it's expected that the distribution of these signs will continue until the current emergency stay home, stay healthy order is lifted and possibly through a period of economic recovery.
So the best way to apply would be to go on our website, and on that page, the front splash page will have all the information on these two programs. You'll click a link and then there's a form to fill out, basic information.
All signs requested will be evaluated on a case-by-case basis, and if approved, will be deployed at no cost to the requester.
From a parking services standpoint, continue to support our downtown businesses, our residents in this time of need. And so we hope that there's a lot of turnout for this program because we're terribly excited to roll it out and make a discernible difference in how people still commute during this tough time.
For Tacoma Report, I'm Stacy Ellifrit.
For more information on these programs, visit the city site or contact Parking Services.